Attention, retards. I repeat, attention, retards. If you're a Minnesota Democrat snowflake, please move along. We're trying to get rid of all you retards from our small towns and cities. So if you watch CNN, you're definitely retarded, and you need to leave now. Please grab your belongings and join this group of retards leaving the city. We will deport you back to Retardistan, a beautiful place full of specially retarded people like you. Believe me.
Retardistan. I think that's what Minneapolis might be now. Retardistan. It's cool you can say that word again. I remember when I was growing up, you could say that word all the time. You could just say it. Didn't hurt anyone's feelings. Everybody was okay. It's wild. So Minneapolis. Got riots going on in Minneapolis. Go figure. Although from what I saw, it wasn't anywhere near as bad as George Floyd, but I guess this is a white lady that probably aren't going to get as ferocious out there. Probably makes more sense. It's going to be more peaceful. Mostly peaceful. Mostly peaceful. Keep it mostly peaceful. Oh my goodness. Let me get my coffee going here. Let me get my vitamin drink. What the heck is going on out there? People are a little bit crazy. Apparently we're going to have, where's that? Apparently, we're going to have some protests. I live near Pittsburgh, not in the same county, but guess they're going to have protests there coming up. It's later today. See if I can't get out. That'd be nice. Haven't been out in a while. That'd be good. Getting started a little slow here this morning. Can't jump right into stuff. Did anyone see the Portland police chief crying about when he was talking about the 2 illegals who were shot? This stuff is we have an epidemic in our law enforcement. Good morning, everybody. Carrie, Sapphire, Patty. I'm sure I missed somebody. I see you. I see you. We got an epidemic going on in our law enforcement and our, well, let me just play this.
I want to speak for just a moment specifically to my Latino community.
Oh, there goes the waterwork.
It saddens me.
See it clearly
that we even have to qualify these remarks, because I understand, or at least have attempted to understand through your voices, your concern, your fear, your anger. This information in no way is meant to disparage or to condone or support or agree with any of the actions that occurred yesterday. But it is important that we stay committed to the rule of law, that we stay committed to the facts, that we stay a trustworthy and legitimate police department for all of Portlanders.
See now. Why? Why is this guy saying that? Why would you say that? F that ICE officer who shot that woman? Why would you capitalize that ICE? You know, it's pretty simple. The whole, I mean, I'll get into some more of this stuff, but it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Did he have to shoot her? No. No. Did she go far enough to make it so he could legally and acceptably shoot her? Yep. She put herself there. Drive, baby, drive, drive. She put herself in that position. She did it. Wasn't the cops that put her there. She did it. More epidemic going on here. Representative Randy Fine of Florida calls for the arrest of Philadelphia Sheriff Rochelle. Old person kicking in. Rochelle Bilal for threatening to arrest ICE agents and calling them fake law enforcement. Quote, "You don't want this smoke. You don't want it."
Of the United States.
This is outrageous, really, right here. This is outrageous. Like, how is this woman even in charge of anything? Well, you get elected as a sheriff, I believe.
Good afternoon. I'm Rochelle Bilal, the sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia. And I say her name, Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. This should not have happened, but we're here today. Let know that law enforcement professionals, real ones, not the fake made up ICE, probably Trump's new army to attack citizens of the United States.
Trump's new army to attack citizens of the United States. What do you think happens when people in positions of power, positions that the public is supposed to trust, supposed to have a high level of integrity, held to a high standard? What happens when people like this go out and say these things to the public? Guess what? The public believes them, right? It gives validity. It makes it legitimate to carry out attacks on ICE.
Did you hear what I said? No law enforcement professional wears a mask. None. Those that come into our communities wearing a mask to commit crime.
Wearing a mask to commit crime. They're framing it like ICE is going around just like your neighborhood thug, putting on masks, going to commit crimes. That's what they're there for. They're here to commit crimes.
To our communities wearing a mask to commit crime. Thank God for our district attorney, Larry Kraftner, who say he's going to lock him up. And I'm saying now, we are not going to whisk you away for them to hide your identity, because when you do it there, you're getting arrested there. No whisk away for them to hide you. None of that here. None of that here. Law enforcement professionals do not shoot at moving vehicles. I'm not saying fleeing, because she wasn't fleeing. She was getting out of the way.
She was getting out of the way. She was getting out of the way.
Fleeing. She was getting out of the way.
This fuel.
Law enforcement professionals do not stand in front of moving vehicles invoking an action that is illegal. No, we don't. And so we stand here today with all those who stand against the made-up, fake, what you can call ICE professional law enforcement. I don't call them none of that. I call them made-up, fake, wannabe law enforcement. Because what they do is against not only legal law, but the moral law.
She's putting their lives in jeopardy.
So I'm with the DA, and we will work with them. If any of them want to come in this city and commit a crime, you will not be able to hide. Nobody will whisk you off. You don't want this smoke.
You don't want this smoke.
Off. You don't want this smoke. Because we will bring it to you. And the fake, whatever they call them, because I can't say the name, but the criminal in the White House would not be able to keep you from going to jail. Renee Good should be here today.
Yeah, she should be. She should be here today. Unfortunately, she isn't because of her actions. She isn't here today because of her actions. Remember personal responsibility? Remember when that was a thing? I do. I remember when that was a thing. I think it still might be a thing. Personal responsibility means something. She is responsible for where she ended up.
And to her family, we are saying law enforcement professionals are not the ones here in this city that would do that. But here's the last thing that I will say.
Oh, can't wait. Can't wait to hear the last
Law
thing.
enforcement professionals around the country do their job. And we have been fighting for years to build that bridge between us and our communities. You have one negative nutcase that causes this problem, and now we all have to fight again to let people know.
She's talking about the way driving, right? The negative nutcase, not the ICE agent, right? She wouldn't be calling an ICE agent a nutcase, right? Trying to frame it like they got nutcases out there running around with a gun, just shooting up white people, just shooting up American citizens.
Law enforcement works with communities. These crimes would not be down if we didn't have communities work with us. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Philadelphia should be ashamed. Ashamed. The Second Amendment was written to fight against tyranny like ICE. No, it really wasn't. ICE isn't tyrannical. Man, dude, how people even? Yeah, right. Sending a black female cop out to be the face of all this is so democratic. Still, it wasn't right. That cop is a pussy. How? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Why is it so hard to understand this? The guy's standing there. He hears the engine revving, and he's in front of the vehicle, right? I mean, he can't see the tires. It's nice to be able to look back and see 8 nipples, like someone just said in the chat. 5 or 6 different video camera angles. You get to rewind it and fast forward it and slow it down and look at it frame by frame and make your decision. That cop didn't have that luxury. He wasn't able to make that decision. Then you got nutcases out there spouting the stuff that lady was just spouting. And then that resulted in people like this soft, fragile man or whatever he wants to be identified as. Well, who cares what he wants to be identified as? He's a man.
The first words she said to him were, "I'm not mad at you." And the last thing he said to her was, "Fucking bitch."
So what? Even I didn't hear it on the tape. I've heard a couple reports of this, so I'm sure it's happened. But so what? So what? Did he scream, "I got you, you effing bitch"? No, he said effing bitch. Was he wrong? Was he wrong? It doesn't matter if he said that at all. Does it have any impact on any of the decisions made prior to that? Not really. Not really.
As her corpse drove away with 3 of his bullets in her goddamn face.
Gotta get emotional.
That's how you frame this thing.
Yeah.
That's the new angle. How many murder angles do you need to see? How many more?
Just the right one.
He shot her in the face and called her a fucking bitch. And then he got in his car and drove away while his buddies made sure an ambulance couldn't reach her. While his buddies stood around going, "Oh, guess it's getting a little warm in here, huh, fellas?" And then what happened? His boss got in a press conference as her corpse.
Where is this guy with that wall paint like that behind him? Is he a teacher or something? I certainly hope not. I certainly hope that guy's not a teacher.
Wasn't even cold yet in the snow of Minnesota and called her a fucking domestic terrorist. Then the president got on and called it a justified killing. Then the vice president got on and called her deranged. Nobody called her a mom. Nobody called her an American citizen. Nobody called her Renee Good. What they called her was in the way. And now here we are, a 4th, a 5th, a 6th angle. How many angles do you need to see before you realize our Constitution's dead?
Our Constitution's dead. That's what he thinks. People are outraged. It's pretty ridiculous. Facts matter. Like, facts actually matter. They really do. For those of you who haven't seen the front angle video, I'm sure everyone has by now, but I'll put it up here just so we have a point of reference. A point of reference. Let me pull it. I'm going to make this full screen so we can maybe help see it. I don't know. Maybe it'll help. Should have. Yeah, we'll see. This is from the point of view of the police officer that did the shooting.
Change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking president. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Whoa! Seems to me like he got hit by the car. Pretty obvious he got hit by the car. Again, I'm going to say, he could have jumped out of the way. He didn't have to shoot. He made the decision to shoot. He didn't have to do it, but he did it. And you know what the reasoning behind it is? She put him in a place where he needed to defend himself. He needed to worry about his life. It's an ugly situation. Why can't we just all agree it's an ugly situation all around that she put herself into? He didn't necessarily have to shoot, but he did. He was shooting. This decision to shoot was valid. It's sad. It's a sad thing. But it happened. And you know what I mean? Like, let it get all out of control. Now you got people rioting. You got people chasing the police off places. You got people going to the hotels that they're staying in, trying to break in. And what are they going to do when they get in? What are they going to do when they get in the hotel where all the ICE agents are staying? What? Destroy more property? They're like children. Well, this is crazy. Well, I'll hold a little bit of my judgment here. Hold my judgment here. Well, check out this lady.
So I mean, I'm just walking around kind of just dazed-eyed because I was like, I don't know if it's the right thing to do. It feels kind of wrong being here in some way. I don't know why.
Because she's white.
Why do you think? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, like, where that stems from. Like, I mean, part of it is being like a white woman that I'm privileged and I have a lot of privilege.
Oh my God.
So I feel like white tears are not always something that's helpful or necessary.
White tears.
Black and brown people.
White tears.
Always something that's helpful. Tears are not. So I feel like white tears are not.
White tears are not worth the same thing as black tears. They're not worth the same thing as Mexican tears. White tears are devalued in today's society. We need to stand up for white tears.
Always something that's helpful or necessary when black and brown people have been experiencing this for a long time. This isn't new for them. And so I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make any
decide
sense.
that you should be here? Or are you still figuring that out?
Well, I work like 2 miles from here. So driving by, it's like I'm here. I'm 2 miles. I can stop. So I mean, I'm just walking.
How did we get here where people are so mentally deranged, so mentally broken? How did we get here? Like this video here.
When my neighbor says,
One more, and I'm going to comment on this one because it deserves it. Where we at? There we go.
when my neighbor says, I recognize her, that's Renee screaming, that sends chills down my spine.
Renee Nicole Good was
Sad.
a 37-year-old U.S. citizen and mother of 3 who moved to Minnesota just last year.
According to the AP, Good described herself on social media accounts as a poet and writer.
Her ex-husband told the AP she had just dropped her 6-year-old off at school and was driving home with her current partner when they encountered a group of ICE agents. Not long after that, Good was shot and killed by one of those agents. Her partner was nearby. The ex-husband asked the AP not to be named for the safety of their children.
What happened?
CNN has also reached out to her family. Her mother told the Minnesota Star-Tribune that Renee was, quote, one of the kindest people I've ever known. She was extremely compassionate. While her father told the Washington Post, quote, she was a wonderful person. Good had 2 children, ages 12 and 15, from her first marriage, according to the AP. Her second husband, father to her 6-year-old, died in 2023, according to the Star-Tribune. Her ex-husband said she was a devoted Christian who would go on mission trips to Northern Ireland when she was younger. He also said she loved to sing. Good lived most of her life in Colorado and briefly lived in Kansas with her parents.
A neighbor who, is not a terrorist, not an extremist. That was just a mom who loved her kids.
Notice the nose ring.
Spouse. I'm just devastated for that whole family.
Not that means you shouldn't listen to her, but I mean, you should probably think twice when you got a nose ring involved. Time to give ICE that fire. You seem intelligent. You seem real intelligent. Time to give ICE that fire. Doesn't make sense. At FBI, hello, at FBI. It's pretty simple. One thing that caught my ear, and I talked to this about this with a customer the other day. They're calling her a devout Christian. And that's dangerous territory. You don't want to question someone's faith, and you certainly don't want to do that. You can't question someone's heart. Yeah, absolutely not. Only God can judge that. How they called her a devout Christian, where questions arise from that, like, You know, is she living the Christian life? Devout Christians are going to live the Christian life, right? I would think, you know. They devout Christians show obedience to God and a transformed life. Does she have a transformed life? They have a wholehearted devotion to God. They seek to love him with all their heart, soul, mind, and strength, putting Christ first in all decisions and priorities. Did she do that? Is it judgmental to question that devout label? Is it there just to paint her as something to fill the narrative? She's just an amazing person, the kindest person ever. She was quote unquote married to a woman. Not that that really exists, but married to a woman. Is that a devout Christian? I mean, come on. Again, you don't want to, I don't like doing that right there. I'd sound, you don't want to question someone else's faith. You shouldn't. We can't. We can't. But it's just interesting. It's more, I'm questioning the narrative, I suppose. So then you got idiots like that. It's time to give ice that fire. Meanwhile, that person right there would probably crumble if Ice Angel was standing in front of him. Just crumble like a little baby, like a little fragile lefty. Then there's this dude. It just doesn't end with these crazies. It doesn't end with these crazies. They're everywhere. Let me see which one's the best view. Let's try that one. They're everywhere. This is, I believe, what was this? Let's see. This is Minnesota State Rep Lay Finke. We'll have to hit, man. She's talking about trans stuff. We'll hit that up a little bit because she talks the border stuff too. But where are we at? Now you got lists of protests being scheduled in the Pittsburgh area. You got just every day, every single day for months. A March, you're talking indivisible tied to the George Soros Open Society Foundation is holding protests in Pittsburgh literally every day until the end of March. Every day. Oh, wrong one. I think I need to get the camera out there. Oh, Democrat threatening ice cream. What a piece of crap. Your future's ever be responsible for your actions. Yeah. It's this is a simple situation, but you get emotions into it because the left always injects emotions into it because they want to control the outcome. They want to make the narrative and control the outcome. So they get emotions involved because no one wants to. No, there's no one out there except there's these sick Fs out there that want to see some woman be shot. That want to see a leftist protester, a right side protest. Doesn't matter. We don't want to see death on our streets. We don't want to see blood pouring from American citizens. Why is there no responsibility given to that lady? Why does she carry no responsibility at all? How are we at that place in society where we don't expect them to have any kind of personal responsibility? It's an ugly situation that didn't have to happen, but it's legal. It's justified. And that should be the end of it. Some people out there say, oh, well, he was dragged before and this and that. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that it shouldn't have happened. But it did. And we need to get over that. We need to understand, hey, the world is an ugly place. People do nasty things to each other. People do messed up stuff. It is what it is. But we can't we can't let emotions control our decision making. When we do, we open up ourselves to manipulation. And you got chaos erupting in Minneapolis overnight. I had some clips lined up. You got protests going on in Minneapolis. There it says demonstrators are in control of downtown Minneapolis. Where's the police and the mayor and the criminal governor? Where are they? This guy is adult. Man, that's a very, very, man, that is precise. Just very, I need to say. Why waste your time typing that? When you try to murder law enforcement, you get aired out. You don't want that smoke. It's true. Like I said, it's ugly. It's ugly. There we go. A lot. In Minneapolis right now. One of their tactics is to go to the hotels. First off, they try to go to the hotels and break in. Like, what the hell are you going to do when you get in there? You're going to see an ICE agent and pee yourself. Now you got people walking up and down the streets, banging, making noises, and trying to make as much noise as possible to disrupt the sleep of ICE agents, who are provided ear protection in their basic kit. What's the point? What is the point? Although I have to say, I was surprised to see that this much of an outrage, because it is a white lady. It's not George Floyd or anyone else like that. It's a white lady. So I'm surprised that anybody gave a damn. Oh, that's probably someone in charge with a ridiculous vest there. They're going up and talking to people recording. Now, to be fair, there's nothing wrong with protesting. That's a good thing. I think it's a good thing to get out there and protest. It's important that we use our First Amendment rights, of course. Absolutely. As long as they're peaceful and stuff and don't break the law doing it. Now, if they shut down the damn city, and I saw they were breaking into stores last night, doing some looting, trying to get into the hotels, it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. It's not legal. Most of these people are just those spoiled, bratty, just self-entitled pieces of, we have nothing else going on in our lives, so let's go out and protest at 5 a.m. all night long. Let's stay out all night. Who leaves their 6-year-old and goes out of state to agitate federal officers trying to do their jobs? I don't think it was out of state, but yeah, I get it. Like, what are we doing here? What do you think was going to happen? What do you think was going to happen if you went out and blocked ICE agents? And then when they told you to get out of the car, you effing tried to drive away or into an officer or whatever. It doesn't even matter if she even if she looked that direction. We know she saw him, but even if she looked that direction and didn't see the officer in front of her and she was just trying to get away, accidentally doing that, you can't judge that in the moment. So accidentally doing that still puts you in a place where you can get shot. This is a pretty simple, you got all these camera angles, you got all this other stuff going on. Why did they hide their faces like these ISIS pussies? What? Maybe it's because of all the rhetoric that's been going around for the last couple of years about ICE, at least a year, right? About a year. What happened about a year ago? Oh, yeah, Trump went into office again. Woo! They had all these ICE protests and stuff like that when Barack Obama was busy deporting, 3 million people, right?
Wrong.
Oh, wrong. They didn't. They didn't have that when Barack Obama was in office. I wonder why that is. I wonder why no one protested 3 million deportations kids in cages, because he built those cages. Remember that line? Kids in cages. He's got kids in cages. That didn't become a real news story. That didn't become a headline until Trump was in office, right? Obama built those cages. So Trump's in office, and now ICE is the enemy number one. They wear masks because they fear for their lives, because you have deranged, leftist, useful, idiot agitators out there trying to hurt them, trying to dox them, trying to hurt their families. And for what? Because they're trying to keep their neighborhood safe? Because they're trying to deport illegal aliens? It doesn't matter even if they're murderer or illegal aliens, or the only crime they committed was coming across the border. They're illegal aliens and they don't belong here. They can come here if they do it the right way. You hate Democrats, why you hate the South? I said the other day in one of my live streams, if you have two illegal aliens, same person all around, same person, we'll do this quick. Say some innocent old lady, you clone her. You have two of those now. They both came into the country illegal. One goes to like soup kitchens and volunteers and goes to church and does this and does that and just helps the community. Good lady. And this one over here, same person kind of, but whatever, goes out there and sucks off the government teats and uses our resources and sucks up all that kind of stuff. Which do you deport? How do you make that decision? Well, if you're a twisted, weak, liberal mind, then you use emotions. You always go to emotions. That's where you go. That's your bread and butter, emotion. So you go to your emotions and you say, well, I could see maybe why they would want to deport this person. If you're too emotional, you say both people. No one is illegal. We're on stolen land. But let's go with liberal and conservative, not ultra liberal. Okay. If you have two of them and you go to the one that's doing the sucking off the government teat, and then the liberal goes to those emotions, he's gonna say maybe, okay, I could see, or do like a liberal.
I can see how we'd want to go ahead and get rid of that one over there, because they're committing crimes and not really helping society and stuff. But we shouldn't let this woman over here who volunteers at the food bank be kicked out. She does good stuff for people. She's a positive influence on the community, except for that whole thing about illegally coming across the border. So the liberal mind has to figure out
where they draw the line. If you're going to get rid of this one and you're not going to get rid of this one, there has to be a line in the middle somewhere. How you decide where that is? We're a country of laws, not a country of men. So yes, both have to go. Both must be deported, because we are a nation of laws. If we get wrapped up in the emotions of the whole situation, then everything gets real sticky all of a sudden. We can't do that. You twats are going down. It's a distraction, dude. He walked in front of the vehicle. What's your point? What's the point? Officers do that crap all the time. It's not the best place to put yourself, that's for sure. Yeah, that's essentially it. Long story short, she shouldn't have been there. She shouldn't have been parked across the street sideways. She shouldn't have had her partner out there filming so they get a viral video. Got to get that viral video. Maybe we can get someone to look at us and stuff. That's like what's so important now. Even politicians in Congress do that. Oh, got to get that viral video. Going to be a social media influencer. What the hell does that mean? No, yes, he was wrong. Not only did he break protocol by firing into a moving vehicle, but they didn't administer aid and they blocked a first aid. No. Where does it say as an officer, if you have a car trying to hit you with a criminal inside it or whatever, anybody inside, it doesn't matter, does it? If you have somebody in a car trying to hit an officer or appearing to try to hit an officer, you're not allowed to shoot in the vehicle? That's ridiculous. You're supposed to just, oh, well, I was going to shoot him, but I can't because, you know, I can't, I guess. I'm allowed. It's ridiculous. Oh, wait a second. Chat covering my face, my pretty face. It's such a cut and dry situation, but it's a good example of the way that the left is manipulated. And the right gets manipulated too, guys. It's not just the left. Like this guy, she was murdered. It wasn't murder. That was a justified shooting. Sad? Mm-hmm. But your sadness, your emotions, they don't make it illegal. As much as you want that to make it illegal just because you feel bad about it or whatever, that doesn't make it illegal. Sorry. Facts matter. It's important. You're giving off lots of red flags, dude. Yikes. Welcome to the police state. Those people that that reminds me, like, so many people out there going, oh, it's Gestapo tactics. It's Hitler's Gestapo. Hey, don't forget, you can super chat. They use Gestapo type tactics. It's Hitler. It's Germany 1930. Those people don't understand history. Although I wouldn't be, maybe liberals, maybe these way left liberals should have to wear some kind of a mark, right, in the public eye to make sure the rest of us normal people are safe. So we know when there's danger around. Let's watch a little bit of this. They're just marching, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with sirens from those megaphones. That brings back memories, boy. Man, I can hear that stuff in my dreams. Check this out for a second. You deserve the same as her. Well, jump. Jump. Ridiculous. Again, I got no problem with people protesting. That's absolutely fine. There's some technical stuff in the background here. Give me a sec. That's absolutely fine going out there and protesting. I've protested myself. There's nothing wrong with that. But now they're going to a hotel. Looks like they're going to the hotel. Something about the front door. That seems like a good idea. No one's going to get hurt. No one will get hurt doing that. Just go to the hotel and try Try to wake up the ICE officers. Don't let them sleep. It's funny. It's the same tactics that those absolute clowns, these DC protesters and their agitator buddies that were out there trying to make viral videos, just like a lot of these clowns out here did to us. They try to keep us awake all night. They thought it would help to stop our mission. It's ridiculous. You're MAGA. When have the facts mattered to you? Your whole life is lying. Okay. You are subverted, sir. Or woman or whatever. I can't see the picture. Sorry if I assumed your gender. You are subverted. You think a whole group of people are just lying liars. You know why you think that? Because you were trained. Much like a dog is trained. You were trained. You were conditioned to believe that a whole group of people are lying liars. Or other people, oh, they're all pedophiles. Oh, they're all this. Oh, they're all that. You know why you've been subverted? Because you assigned yourself to a group. Once you assigned yourself to a group, young lady or man or whatever you are, once you assigned yourself to a group, you give up your individual opinions. You give up your individualism. You become a member of the group, no more, no less. And you adopt the opinions and the propaganda of that group. And you begin to be a good little foot soldier. And you start pushing that. You start agitating. You start regurgitating all those narratives online to try to hurt people, to try to paint people as evil. We're not evil. We just believe different things than you. In your eyes, that makes us evil. That's a real shame. I don't know if any of those people are evil. I imagine a lot of them are misguided, confused, silly, or some of them are broke and need a couple bucks to go protest in these organized protests. I'm going to get myself one of them yellow vests. I have one, I think. Maybe I'll wear that. Maybe I'll head down to one of these protests and wear one of those vests and see if I can't be in charge. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be fun? It's like taking out the trash. Yes, yeah, I think that we can explain our situation. Look, there's a guy with symbols out there. Look what a genius. Symbols and a goofy hat, just trying to make noise. Taking out the trash. That's not good either. We can disagree and explain our opinions and our point of view without disparaging that lady. Was she confused? Was she? Yeah, she was wrong. She was confused. She was off track. She was angry. She didn't know how to process that anger, so she went out and faced down ICE officers and tried to impede them. Seems like a pretty stupid idea to most people. But I wouldn't say that taking out the trash, that's not good. She was smiling. So what? So what? I'm sure Hitler smiled too. I'm sure some of his people smiled when they were torturing Jews. So what? What's that mean? She was smiling because she thought she was doing a good thing. She thought she was fighting evil. But she wasn't fighting evil. She was just another puppet for the puppet masters that could care less if you live or die. You are a tool to them. You are a tool. Get in the way of ICE officers. Do this, do that. That group mentality is going to hurt. It's going to kill people. It already has. How dare you display the Declaration of Independence while you shit on the Constitution and democracy? Shame on you, hateful, ignorant losers. You can't see it on the vertical, but on the horizontal, you can see the whole background there. On the other side, versus that's what you see in the picture there. That's the Constitution. I know you're not familiar, but just bear with me. We'll get there. You'll get it eventually. It might take some time. But I think over on this side behind me is the Declaration of Independence. Then we have the Constitution directly behind me, and next to that we have the Bill of Rights. So those are all three very important documents. You know, you should probably read them before you claim people are disrespecting them and stuff. I've lived in commie land countries. The left are totalitarian lunatics. They've been subverted. That's the problem. They've been subverted. They believe what they're doing is honorable and it's needed and that they're fighting evil. That's what they believe. But there's a sign that says love melts ice. Is that what you're doing? Are you loving? They're like little children out there. F ice, F ice. Ha 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 ha. Nothing else to do. He called her a effing bitch. So what? So what? Does that change anything? Does that change anything? No. I mean, even if he enjoy, I mean, like, this is obviously not what I think, but even if he, well, they're getting into the hotel there. Even if he enjoyed shooting people, it doesn't change the facts. Totally justified. And what aren't we talking about right now? Oh, yeah, we aren't talking about all the Somali fraud and the criminal governor. We aren't talking about that. We're not talking about Venezuela anymore. We're talking about some random woman who had no impulse control and wanted to be viral, who got shot for trying, or at least appearing to try, to hit a police officer or an ICE agent. This is what this is all about. Does it ever happen for any victims of illegal aliens? Do we ever see any of these protests for the victims of illegal aliens? Do you ever see the right out there protesting really at all like this? No. You know why? Most of them have jobs. They took our jobs. Most of them have jobs. Most of them have better sense. These people don't really care. They're there to protest. They're there to spread hate. They're there to act like children, maybe possibly. I'm sure there's some that are there to hopefully loot some places. They want to loot some places. A citizen was killed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. A citizen was killed. Yeah. It's a sad thing. That's like the bottom, we moved past that part. The 28th Amendment says the government shall allow you to run over law enforcement officers. It does say that in there somewhere, doesn't it? Good thing they put that in there. And you got these idiots trying to get into a hotel where ICE is staying. Why are they being allowed to do this to private property? Where are the police to stop these lunatics from acting this way? Unjustified, unprofessional. He put himself in front of the car, which they are trained never to do. I think it's understood that ICE agents may have a little bit less training than regular law enforcement because they were trying to rush them out there. I get that, and it's not good. It's not a good thing. But that doesn't mean that does that mean he's guilty? Does that mean that he's guilty? He opened fire on a moving vehicle, something you're not supposed to do. Something you're not supposed to do. Another butt hurt. Doesn't like that. I don't agree with her. He said you effing B, and she didn't like that. Who cares? I don't care what he called her. Only weak-minded, emotionally based liberals give a crap what he said after that. Unless it was something incriminating. That's not really incriminating. effing bitch to somebody who just tried to hit you with their car is totally understandable. That's exactly it. You people are whining, and she put herself in that position. How can you sit there and say, oh, he put himself in front of the car, he put himself in that position, but not say, oh, she put herself in that position? Don't you see the hypocrisy? The hypocrisy of the left? I mean, it doesn't even deserve all this. It doesn't even deserve all this. These people should all just go the hell home. What are they doing? Ice out. Ice out. Sheep. Those are all sheep. Every one of them is sheep. Where were your papers in 1492? We're all illegal. No human is illegal. No, I'm not siding with murder because it wasn't a murder. That wasn't a murder. It was a shooting, a justified shooting. What do we want out there? What to the leftists? Excuse me, to the leftists out there. To the leftists out there. What do you want to see happen? Do you want to see that man go to prison for the rest of his life? Is that what you want? Is that what everybody out there seems to want? I don't know. Maybe. What would make you happy? What would be justified? Do you really believe out there that she is 100% innocent and that was all 100% too much? That was that. Where are we at with that?
MAGA is a mental illness for delusional closet queens with no daddy issues. Oh, sorry, with daddy issues and poor racist morons.
Shut up.
Another subverted idiot right there. That's just another subverted idiot. The whole group. You're resorting to AI videos now? Oh, I don't see an AI video. You're talking about the one at the very beginning of the show? You're like an hour behind, bruh. Come on, bruh. Bruh. Like, that's what I mean. The camera footage shows. It's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious. Why did she drive away with leaving her passenger with an ICE agent in front of her car? Because she told her, drive, baby, drive. Maybe she wanted that to happen. I talked to somebody the other day that was not exactly excited about the fact that this partner of hers has got like $1 million. I heard. I didn't verify this. Could be wrong, but had like $1 million donated to her through Give, Stand, Go. I don't really get upset about it. I don't like it. Oh, they got the rape whistles and everything. I don't like it, but you know what? I told my son when we were talking about it, I was like, you know what? We have to accept the fact that there are a lot of stupid people out there. A lot of stupid people. And stupid people do stupid things. People benefit from stuff like that. You can't get upset about that. So she made some money. Good for her, I guess. He didn't have to worry about his life. Are you joking? I'm a Nazi apologist now. I'm a Nazi apologist. That's what it is, right? That's what it is. It's not just the fact that we looked at the video. We made a logical assumption based with critical thinking and reason, and we applied those things to the situation, and we understand that guy was in that moment. In the split second, he had to make a decision. We understand that he was standing in front of the car, which, he absolutely shouldn't have been doing, so I guess he deserves to die. Is that the argument, you morons? Getting stupid out there. We understand that he was standing in front of the car and that he heard the engine revving. And then the car started to go toward him. What is he supposed to think in that moment? He can't see the tires. He can't see 5 different videos from 5 different angles. He doesn't have that benefit as we all do to look at it. Hindsight's 2020. Yeah, that's the truth. Hindsight is 2020. He didn't have hindsight he didn't have all that. Even if he did and he still shot, he would have been justified. What is so hard to understand? What are you talking about? If you're black, officers can assume it's an ambush and open up fire. Hey, wait. She lives in the neighborhood. Yeah, that's great. So what? Who gives a shit if she was right in front of her own house? It doesn't matter. Why does that matter? Who cares where she was from? She was parked sideways in the street trying to block ICE officers. Period. That's it. That's it. The stuff where she lived doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where her mail goes to. It doesn't matter. We have the right to travel in America. We can go to any state we want. Doesn't matter if she was from there or from somewhere else. It's outrageous. It's outrageous that people are acting this way over this situation. I guarantee you, it would be interesting to go through the crowd and ask them some questions about the details of this whole thing. I bet you most of them couldn't answer because most of them are like, oh, well, we're just here to protest. We're just here because everybody else is here. We're just here because I'm getting $50 or whatever they make. Okay, I got it. You're a good little bootlicker. You said that like 50 times now. It's outstanding that you keep typing that. It's amazing. That makes your point come across way better. Way better. Now we take you seriously because you said good little bootlicker 800 times. Why is who always so racist? I have black friends.
Go ahead.
Yeah, her wife. I like that you put that in quotation marks. That's where it belongs. These self-hating, apologizing white people are a bit ridiculous. I see a lot of people saying out there that the white liberal is like the worst. He's like the worst problem in America now. The white liberal women. You like Trump, Bethany? Trump's he's a woman? Well, they're descending on another building here. I wonder what kind of building that is. Is that a hotel? I don't see any signs out there. These are the pillars of our community out there, walking around with their ridiculous signs. These are the pillars of America. These are the future leaders. These rational people that are out at whatever effing time it is in Minneapolis, 5 a.m, still all night long, just out protesting, acting like fools. This. What was ICE trying to do by detaining an American citizen? Does it matter? That doesn't matter. Just total recall, whatever that one movie was. It's pretty remarkable. I mean, honestly, it really is pretty remarkable that this is going on. I'm surprised. I am surprised. That doesn't happen all that often. Let me check something here real quick. That doesn't happen all that often. Anyway. Well, they got the lights going on the windows now. That's going to get some ICE agents woken up, I bet. Yeah. It's just so ridiculous. MAGA are traitors and cowards. I'm sorry, say that the way you're supposed to say it. MAGA are traitors and cowards. MAGA are traitors and cowards. This is what I'm told to say. The whole group is bad. Not my group versus your group. Group mentality is killing America, and it's populated by mental midgets. Utter mental. The stream went down. It's outrageous. It really is. And then there's this one video I want to play here. I believe she touches on he because it's a mental disorder. Listen to what this guy says.
Emily Finke, I use she, her.
Take a close look. Take a close look. This is a mental disorder. And those people behind that mental disorder are people who support a mental disorder. Okay? Okay. Compassion would be not supporting a mental disorder. But we can talk about that later.
Emily Finke, I use she, her pronouns. I'm a representative from 66A, St. Paul, Falcon Heights, Lauderdale, and Roseville. I don't have a lot left to say after you have heard from everybody up here. I just want to take a moment to make sure we understand fully the stakes of what is happening, both to our community and to the broader communities at large in the United States. The first thing that we saw from the Trump administration regarding our community was to sign an executive order saying that there were no trans people. And then fast forward to the end of the year, and we had a press conference where comments from the Secretary of HHS and many other people from HHS and other people who stood on that stage declared very clearly, directly, openly, there are no trans people. There cannot be trans people, non-binary people, two-spirit people, anyone. And I think it's really important for us to internalize that that is what is happening, that there is a vision for a future being executed by the federal government of the United States in which trans people simply do not exist in America. That is the policy goal of this administration.
Good. Good, because it's a mental illness.
There are words for what you would call that. I tend to call that an eradication policy, transgender eradication. And
that sounds very dramatic.
People live in that space.
Sparks emotions.
Transgender people all over the country, including the highest percentage of trans people in America who live in Minnesota, live in a world where they hear that they do not exist. And they hear this regularly from people who are running the federal government. Now, I only want to sit on this because, as you can see, that is not true.
This is a large man.
There are transgender people of all ages. There always will be. There always has been. There is no effort possible that any country has ever successfully done to eradicate transgender people. We are part of the human fabric. We are part of full, loving experience of both gender and humanity, and should be embraced and loved. But if you can't get there, you should just leave us alone. Yes. That's what we're asking for. Of course, that is not going to happen, right? We live in the world that we live in right now. And just like eradication of trans people is not going to be a policy left behind, we know that the detention, kidnapping, and deportation of our immigrant neighbors is not a policy that's suddenly going to be left behind. Every step of what this administration is trying to do is here for the long haul, and things are going to get worse before they get better. And so I just want to let you know, people who are not transgender, you heard my partner in justice speak to our trans community with the message that they need to hear. But it's the non-transgender community that also needs to hear that these are the stakes that are at play right now, and we are not kidding about it, right? It is not hyperbole. It is not in our imaginations. Transgender people are being written and eradicated from the country. And if you aren't willing to step up and speak out for your trans and two-spirit and non-binary neighbors now, you may actually literally not have a chance.
Cuckoo.
That's what they're trying to do, and I want you to hear it. And I want you to ask yourself what you're going to do.
That mental disorder normalized to our children.
Somehow Robert F. Kennedy decided he has by fiat the power to take away gender-affirming care for minors.
This gentleman, this large angry man in a woman's suit and long hair and whatever, is upset that they don't want to give gender affirming care. What it really means is mental disorder affirming care to minors, to children.
This is not just about minors. There have been many steps to take gender affirming care away from adults, including from people who are in prison, people who are in the military, people who are on Obamacare, and people who are employees of the federal government. They are coming for all of us, and we need you now more than ever. So please stand with us. Please recognize what we have done in Minnesota and the good it has done, the good that our governor has done for us, the good that our Attorney General has done for us, and all that they are doing now to continue to protect our community. And
just outrageous stuff, man. Justice for Renee Nicole Good. What does justice look like to you? Answer me that question. What does justice look like to you? Seriously, what does justice look like to you? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want to happen? What is justice? It appears they're in just regular old rural neighborhoods now. What are they doing? What are they going to do there? What would you feel like if you lived in one of those houses? Would you feel safe if you lived in one of those houses right now? So I really want someone to tell me, what does justice look like? Honestly, come on, someone tell me, what does justice look like? What would justice for Miss Good, what would it be? Again, we are not celebrating that she died here. That would be dark. We don't celebrate that death. But you have to be able to face the facts. Fascists not welcome in my country. I'm sorry, again, I gotta do that like they do it. Fascists not welcome in my country. Get out, MAGA. Cool script. Cool script. It's sad that her kid is left without a mother now. For nothing, really. That's for nothing. I'm going to frolic under the covers with myself. Handle your business. Enjoy yourself, I guess. I don't know. That's kind of a weird comment, but let's go with it. They were ignoring the fact that 2 kids were removed from her for abuse. That's the thing. Like, just like saying, oh, she's a devout Christian and all this other stuff on one side, and then on the other side points out that 2 kids were taken from her for abuse. None of that plays into this. You have to look at it under more of a magnifying glass. It's sad, but that doesn't come into play. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it shows her character, I suppose, I guess, but it doesn't play in on what happened there. She went through special training on how to intentionally block ICE and authorities. They might want to revise that training manual a little bit. They might want to revise that. I'm not 100% sure, but you might want to. Let me see what else we got out here. I know there's more out there. I know it. I'm going to try to find another live stream here from. There we go. Let's see what this one is. There we go. That's the same place. They're still outside the hotel trying to scare ICE, trying to make noise, trying to whatever. I don't think it's going to scare ICE, guys. I don't think it's going to scare ICE to leave the hotel. I mean, how many times? It's almost it's almost such a simple thing that it's repetitive. I'm going to switch the subject for a second on a post that Trump made on Truth Social. Please be informed that we will no longer let the American public be quote unquote ripped off by credit card companies that are charging interest rates of 20 and 30% and even more, which fester unimpeded during the sleepy Joe Biden administration. Affordability, effective January 20th, 2026. I, as President of the United States, am calling for a 1-year cap on credit card interest rates of 10%. What do you mean you're calling for it? What's that mean? Coincidentally, the January 20th date will coincide with the 1-year anniversary of the historic and very successful Trump administration. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again, President Donald Trump. I don't, you know, it's funny because a lot of people will be like, oh, well, then that's great. He should do that. He should do that. I'm not of that ilk. Whenever Biden was talking about doing almost the exact same thing, I was against it because those are private companies. The government shouldn't really be going in there and telling them what they can charge. Maybe people shouldn't be so stupid. If I open up a credit, I don't have any anymore, but if I open up a credit card application and it says the rate is like 29%, guess what? I'm not going to fill out that credit card application because I'm the one that's signing up for 29% interest rate, right? It's not like everyone didn't know that was what it was going to be when they signed up. They had the stuff in front of them. They could have looked. They could have looked at it. They could have seen what the interest rate was going to be before they did it. So, like, you know, of course you are a scumbag, fake Christian. Are you judging my heart? Wow, that seems weird. Oh, that's the groupthink, though. That groupthink stuff, guys. Gotta stay away from that groupthink. Let's see what some of the comments here are. F that ICE officer who shot that woman. Okay, thanks for that input. She was attempting to run over a law enforcement officer carrying out the law. God bless the officer. I can't disagree. She's a paid activist known for blocking agents with her car. She effed around and found out. It's simply kind of, I mean, that, yeah, essentially. She was not trying to run him over. He was walking around her car with his cell phone. He put himself in that position. She was turning her wheels away from him. He put himself in that position. It's such a weak argument. It's such a weak little argument. He put himself. Does he deserve to die then? Because he stood in front of the car. Does that mean he deserves to die? Is that what you think? I don't know. I don't think that. But no, whatever. Maybe call me crazy. Maybe now, how come no one says, how come you people on the left don't say that she put herself in that position? How come there's no personal responsibility for what she did? You deserve the same as her.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Come at me, bruh. Come at me, bruh. Who's going to do it? You? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't invite any kind of violence, and I shouldn't be put under any just for expressing my First Amendment rights. But I'll defend myself pretty quickly and decisively. So come at me, bruh. Throw some threats my way, bruh. Get that all out of your system. Look at that effective protesting there. Bang on the windows. Get them. Bang on the private property windows. Yes, be a baby. Be like an infant. Be like a little child out there. You deserve the same as her. You are what's wrong with America, moron. You hate me because of what I believe. That's absolutely ridiculous. You guys are a bunch of dumbasses brainwashed by propaganda. Oh, thank you kindly for the super chat. It's the first one since I remonetized. About 2 years ago, YouTube demonetized me, and I was just able to get it back. Oh, thank you, YouTube gods. I appreciate it. So yeah, you could show some support. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. We're gonna be ending up doing memberships here soon, but I want to build them in the right way. Make it worth the money. I have a huge library of videos I'm gonna make available. So make sure you hit the bell. Get out of my country, MAGA. What makes it your country and not my country, moron? Do I think a civil war can occur? I don't, and I do. I think we're kind of in one now. I think a civil war can occur, but I think that it's going to look a lot different than any other previous civil war. We're in a different place now. You know, we're not going to go out in the streets and just shoot each other. But we're in one already right now. Because you're racist Nazi Fs. Cool groupthink. Tell me you're a puppet without show me you're a puppet without telling me. Or whatever. I screwed that up. Dude, that's not nice. Renee Good has finally met her father, the devil. That's not nice either. We should have respect. We can have respect for the woman's life while we still say that it was just a justified shooting. We don't have to demonize her. There's no reason to demonize her. Yeah, that's about it. I'm just watching everyone succumb to their own devices over and over and over and over and over and over and over. It's the truth.
America has become the shithole you pieces of shit president randomly calls other places.
Okay. Very insightful. What a great. Dude, you don't know S about Christ. Born again, I guess Christians are a cult. Okay. And we can't say that. No Christian in that woman. We can't say that. Maybe she just is just made a bad choice. It's a real bad choice, but she made a bad choice, you know? I'm gonna leave this on for a second. I'm gonna run and grab me a refill on my coffee. You guys wait it out. I'll be right back. We got some announcements to make. Oh, they got a frog out there. Oh, that's great. Very effective. Clowns, man. These people are clowns. You cannot take these people seriously. For goodness sake, we cannot take these people seriously. They are not serious people.
You look like a man that knows the taste of penis.
Incorrect. Incorrect, but thank you. I appreciate that. Well, you are judging her heart here. No, I'm not. I'm not judging her heart. I'm not judging her heart. I know you can't do that. None of us can do that. All right, I'm gonna go refill. I'll be back. Give me 60 seconds or something like that. Time me. Go ahead, time me. While you're at it, throw a super chat into the thing. I hate to even ask for that, but I just remonetized. Thank goodness. About time. Maybe we'll be censored again soon enough, I'm sure. Surprised we don't hear sheep noises when they do that. There should be all kinds of sheep. There's not. I don't even know. There's not much more you can say about this whole situation, guys. It was a justified shooting. People are going to be people. They're stupid. There's a lot of stupid people out there. They're going to get out there and they're going to do this and they're going to do that. They're going to complain. They're going to bang on windows. They're going to laugh and they're going to whatever. Go out, party, do some drugs, have some fun. Personal responsibility is a thing. Judging her actions and decisions isn't judging her heart. That's not judging her heart. That's judging her actions and decisions. That seems pretty simple. You seem very intelligent.
You could not handle decency. You use small penis. That's what it is.
Yeah. I always say too, you guys, you lefties out there, come and get it out. Get your hate out here so that later you're not going around and hurting people and getting all angry and whatever and going to the bus stop and attacking an old lady because she thinks something different than you do or whatever. Let's try not to do that, guys. Let's try not to. Let's try to remember that, you know, it's people. These are people still. We're all people. We're all Americans. Remember that? We're all Americans. We are all Americans. How do I call in to debate this inbred? Oh, I'm going to have to set that up. I've had a lot of calls for that lately to start taking phone calls. And I think that might be the option here. And it might be something we have to start doing. I would invite people up for panel. I used to do that a lot, but I ended up, you know, people are, you know, horrible. So, you know, I used to have a rule that you can't come on unless you go on the camera. Unless you have a camera to go on, and people would just do nasty things. They're nasty. People can be nasty. Justified and right and wrong are two different things. Okay, we're together on that so far. You and I are in agreement. The ICE agent was obviously not capable of performing the job well. I mean, it seems like he performed the job pretty well. I mean, He had a goal, and at one point in a split-second decision, that goal was completed. You know, not to make too much light of it, really. I don't want to joke about it, but like, you know, come on, give me a break. See, there you go. I'd love to have a conversation with you. MAGA aren't people. You seem very intelligent. Maybe we should do like a weekly show where we just have like libtards on. You can come on. You can tell me what a horrible person I am, and how my beard makes me look like this, and how that, and small penis, and all kinds of stuff. All those really, really good points I'm seeing in the chat today, man. Really good points. Oh, that's good. I hope everything's working out. I'm thinking about you. Drop a comment in the chat later, or whatever, in the thing later. Give us a quick update. We call those nasty people maggots. Man, dude, you seem like the kind of person that we could, you know, I'm more interested in having a conversation. I always have been, than just having a big debate. You know what I mean? The debate, the whole point is to prove to the other person that you're right, and I'm not really interested in that. I'd like to understand a little bit more. I like to have a conversation. I want the left to understand why I believe the way I believe, and I want to understand why they believe. A conversation, but that usually the problem is that requires listening too, and a lot of these guys don't want to listen. I listen, but all I see is ridiculous comments about the size of my penis and how MAGA, the whole group of MAGA is this horrible thing and whatever. I'd rather have a conversation. So if you could have a conversation, man, well, I'll set it up for next weekend. I'll set it up for Saturday. We could do a Saturday morning call-in show. That would be interesting, I think. That would be interesting. A call-in show. I think I might do that. Will you be here next week, David Sullivan? So you can express your I'm sure very well thought out opinions, and maybe we can have a conversation about it. Would you make yourself available for something like that? That could be very interesting. MAGA equals pedophile protection racket. You seem to be a bit subverted, sir. Are you subverted, sir? It seems that you may be subverted. I'll look for a response if I see it, but you know, it is what it is. He's right. MAGA aren't people. It's a slogan, make America great again. And if you're against that, you're a traitor to this country. Let's talk about how MAGAs protect pedophiles. Help me understand. No, help me understand. Help you understand how MAGA protects pedophiles. I don't know if I can do that. I'm not sure that's what's really happening. But hey, you stick with you. Maybe next week we'll do a call-in. I don't have all the answers. I'm the first guy. I'm not gonna. That's what you'll see these other people out here doing these call-in shows. And I will tell you straight up, I'm not. I don't read about it all day. I'm a blue collar guy. I'm more interested in a conversation than a gotcha moment type of debate. Tell me this, and I know that's what the leftists do. They ask questions. They pound the questions so that you can't get your points across. I don't know why they're always obsessed with other men's body. Well, I think I do know, but this is kind of a family show. As long as this came from, you know, if I'm getting too disgusting, right? Yes, this is the kind of stuff I hear. This guy wants to do a call-in so he can show me, he can tell me what's up. But then there's comments like this over and over again. You don't have a penis. Let's be real. And that's not the kind of person I really want to have a conversation with, because I'm not. That's going to devolve into garbage. Yeah, maybe it'll get views because people are, they want the drama. People always want the drama. They want to watch the fights and the this kind of stuff. To be honest with you, they want to watch all that stuff. That's more important to them, right? Than anything like encouraging or good things, Where's the fire hose when you need one? Where's the fire hose when you need one? But can you, sure, what? Can you have a good conversation, or does it have to be? Yeah, see, that's just a dumb argument. I'm not going to bother with you anymore because you're not bringing anything to the table, just insults and putting your conditioning on display. Useful idiot, man. Useful idiot. Get out there, regurgitate all the stuff you've heard somewhere else, and it's fact and whatever. It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's immature. But that's what we get from these, right? We get immaturity, we get disrespect, we get hate. I'm not interested in those kind of conversations. I want to have a conversation that moves us forward, not one that moves us backwards. MAGA, bye. We are done with you. Why are you here then? It's MagAmericans right in the title. Like, what are you here for if you hate MAGA? I know why you're here. For the same reason most of you immature people come around and do this, because you are compelled. You are compelled to tell us what you think, to set us all straight. Let us know where we're wrong. Oh, they're getting ice balls to throw. Look at that. That's great. What a great idea. Cover your face, throw ice balls. What's the point? Trying to hit windows with snowballs. Like, what's the point of all that? And they think that that's a good thing. Like, they're proud of that. I'm really hitting stuff. I don't even know what that means. You were going to play Declaration of Independence with all of you. Gloves are off. We have Huns too. You want to be rich? Open up a daycare. Like all the corruption and stuff that's going on across the country, right? And we're focused on this non-story. This is a non-story. It's an open and shut case and a non-story. The only reason it's staying a story is because of emotions. Emotions. At least they aren't committing treason by attacking the Capitol. Well, that's a good equalizer. At least they aren't. You should probably look up the definition of treason. You should probably do that. You should also probably educate yourself a little bit more on J6, because that's not exactly what happened. But that was the narrative that they put out. So that's what you believe, and that's what you'll always believe, because even when there's new information presented, the subverted can't change their minds. They just can't do it.
You tell me.
It's hear the people hitting the cowbell and stuff. Like, what is this? What do they think they're accomplishing? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I think I may try later today one of these. I'm not sure if we have what we got going on. For those who don't know, we have 5 kids, so we might have some plans today. But if we don't, I might have to hit up one of these protests down the city of Pittsburgh. We'll see. It's the best setup. I need to tweak these setups. Let's see here. Give me a second here. I don't know what else to say. Like, these guys are idiots. They're idiots. They're sheep. They're a bunch of sheep out there to act like sheep and make noise like sheep and keep the ICE agents awake. There's ICE. I guarantee you there's ICE agents inside that building laughing at them. You are a traitor. It's time to come for MAGA. What's that mean, bruh? What's that mean, bruh? Come on, bruh.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Come at me, bruh. It's old. Empty threats. Triggered people. Yep. The video of the wife acting, the partner acting all big and bad. Because you know why? Taunting the agent because they think that they can't do anything back. And they can't really, just from the taunting, free speech and all. But then when you know, get behind the wheel of a 4,000-pound weapon, things seem to change pretty quick, guys. You seem frightened. You should be. Uh-oh, we have another person in here threatening me. Uh-oh, I'm so nervous. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, I've been at this a while. I've had lots of threats. Not nervous. Could care less, really. Give it a chance. It wasn't an insurrection. Again, you should probably learn a little bit about J6 before you compliment on it. That's just the problem, is you got morons like this guy who just regurgitate the narrative. That's all they're doing. They'll regurgitate the narrative, and they think they're smart or they're educated because they do that. But they're not. They really just expose themselves. It's a good point. Liberals burned cities and called it peaceful. That's why no one supports the Democrat Party like they did before BLM, right? Yep. These are unhinged, emotional idiots. I mean, that's all you can. I can't. There's nothing. What am I supposed to say? That's what they are. They're idiots. They're emotionally charged morons. Most of them don't like America anyway. See what we got going over here in the chat. Oh, re-education camps for MAGA. Didn't Hillary say something like that a while back? Didn't she? I don't remember. I thought there was something like that. I thought there was. This card change. These people are so damn too much idle. I guess the welfare checks is too much, America. So these should be dealt with accordingly, because how are they even helping themselves? Yeah. They do act like children. It's ridiculous. There's so much more out there. There's so many more stories that deserve coverage. I mean, I should be talking about them too. Here I am sitting here talking about this garbage, right? I should be talking about other stuff. There's other things going on. We don't have to live like this. And then you got the UK. They want to shut down Twitter in the UK. I just got banned for 2 weeks on X or for 1 week on X because I said that Keir Starmer should be tarred and feathered for wanting to welcome a hateful some Muslim guy that was in jail in I forget where, Egypt or something, and they got released, and he's coming back to the UK and he was celebrating that. Yay! This lady does say some interesting stuff in this video though. This is X to be banned in the UK within days. Secretary of Technology Liz Kendall says the next steps on Grok should come in days, not weeks.
X to make sure that we can't make controversial or obscene images behind a paywall. How long is the government going to give X to stop that?
Well, I expect Ofcom to take its next steps in days, not weeks. The government is crystal clear. We want those images taken down. They are despicable, they are abhorrent, and we will ensure that the full force of the powers of the law that we have given Ofcom, we want to see those used.
Are there any steps?
Not violence.
Well, outline some of those steps. What can Ofcom do? Just explain to people what are the measures and powers available to Ofcom that would bring this to an end.
They can investigate the service, they can issue enforcement action, and if that enforcement action is not complied with, they can fine the platform £18 million or 10% of their worldwide revenue, whichever is greater. But there are also powers in the Online Safety Act which enable Ofcom to block those services being made available to people in the UK. And as I said, we would want to ensure Ofcom uses the full range of powers that it has, but we as a government are taking additional action because we are determined to ensure women and girls are as safe online as we want them to be safe in the real world.
They want women, girls and women to be safe, as safe online as they are in the streets in the real world in the UK. That's not very safe. Don't they have rape gangs roaming around in the UK? Isn't crime going up pretty high? Aren't women being assaulted left and right from these cavemen Muslims?
Government are taking additional action.
Unbelievable.
Because we are determined to ensure women and girls are as safe online as we want them to be safe in the real world. No ifs, no buts.
So you're saying that it's possible or it's likely
language.
X don't move on this, then the platform could be banned.
Well, I am sure Ofcom is determined to ensure the law is enforced. They will take all the necessary steps that they have been with the powers given to them by Parliament, and I am sure that we will see those steps in days, not weeks.
But if nothing is done, what are the implications? You could see the platform banned.
If Ofcom decides that they've refused to comply with the law, they have the powers to block those services.
It's out of control, people. It's out of control. They don't like speech that they don't like. That's what it boils down to. England is lost, like Europe is on its way down. I just don't see, I don't know. And then, like I said, these protests here, they're crazy. I didn't see too much about violence or anything like that last night, but I mean, come on, guys, it's pretty crazy. With David Sullivan, make sure you leave a super chat. Leave a super chat. And Well, yeah, that'd be a great idea. Just leave a super chat there, David Sullivan. I'm sure you want to. Then you got Iran. Iran's not rising up. That whole regime could fall. What an idiot out here with their fucking trombone. Oh, it's such a joke. It's such a joke. I don't get it. People in the chats aren't celebrating her death, moron. Said it was justified because she tried to run the cop over using her car as a weapon. It isn't even the same thing as Charlie Kirk's situation. It's a very simple. This is a very, very simple situation, guys. It's very, very simple. Very simple. So I got to edit my screen here real quick. Doing a little producing up here right now. If I get that better. I don't get it. I don't get it. No justice, no peace. What does justice look like? I bet no one can tell you except for put him in jail for life. Put him in jail for life. This is a great example though of it's a very simple situation, right? Very simple. She went too far. She got killed because she went too far. That's the end. That's the end. There's nothing else to talk about. The video proves that he considered his life to be in danger. That's the end. It's a closed case. Can we please get back to the corruption going on in Minnesota? Can we please get back to fighting the mental disorder of transgenderism? Can we get back to talking about Venezuela and Greenland and the things that actually matter across the country rather than some protester who no one ever, just insignificant woman that no one would have ever known if she wouldn't have made a dumb decision. So she's famous for making a dumb decision. Let's talk about this all week long. The left needs chaos. They need it to be. They need chaos in the streets. They need blood to pour from American citizens. They don't care because you're just tools to advance their agenda. And that's the end. That's all you are. Sheep. They don't care. Yeah, I'm not sure that's a bad. I'm not sure that's a bad idea. I'm not sure that's a bad idea. It's a shame. It really is. No justice, no peace. Keep reciting the same thing over and over. Yeah, in the UK, yeah, they're lost. The UK is lost. Get them. No justice, no peace. That's the kind of group of people that I feel I could go through and I could just run through everybody. Just like you could fight everybody there, and there's no one there that could throw a punch correctly. Like it's just all a bunch of cucks and liberal softies and slipping on their own liberal tears. It's all about the Howard and Piven strategy. Overwhelm the system, shut it down, and rebuild it. That's what they want to do. justice, no peace. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's it. Useful idiot chanting. Useful idiot chanting. What else you gonna do? Hey, on a side note, check out my social media at MagAmericans. I'm on Substack and X and all kinds of places. You can offer a super chat. You can do all those things. And we're gonna be putting together some memberships to offer you guys more stuff. What a great salesperson I am. What a great salesperson. Yeah, that's a good point. They probably do tuck their thumb when making a fist. They probably do. They probably do. It's really kind of unbelievable. So they're at a hotel, I believe, right? And they're trying to make as much noise as possible. At least they're not destroying stuff, right? At least they're not running around destroying things like the previous mostly peaceful riots or whatever you want to call it they had there. Yeah, these people are actively protecting men and women who wouldn't think twice about hurting you, hurting your children. Make it make sense. Yep. Yep. That's a good point. You get these people out here defending illegal aliens, defending that kind of stuff against their own fellow American citizens. They just because they don't understand whatever happened to civics. Over 100. Yeah, it's talking about how many people were there. A couple hundred, whatever. I mean, that's not that big. That reminds me about a bag of frozen peas I was supposed to do something with last night. I forgot. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No ice in those hotels, which is the funny part. But, this puts people in danger. I'm sure it puts the people that work there in danger. I saw a video last night of a security guard for a hotel. Did that guy have a baby with him? That guy on the bottom right has a baby stroller with him. He's got a baby out there. Oh, my God. Look at that. Look at that. On the bottom right of the screen, there's a baby. There's a baby out there. What the hell? Wow. Just out there with your baby. What are we doing out here, guys? Who the hell goes out and brings their baby with them? It's clearly a cold night. It's Minneapolis after all. Wow, that's amazing. The hotel should bring out a bucket of ice for a peace offering. I don't know if I want any of that ice out of those disgusting machines, but yeah. Yeah. You know what they should do is go up on the roof and start throwing ice cubes down. That would be funny. I mean, you probably hurt somebody, so you shouldn't do that either. But that would be funny. I think it would be funny. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? And you've seen Jesse Ventura. You won't recognize who he is. Jesse Ventura, the previous Minnesota governor and previous WWF wrestler. Jesse the Body. No more daycares left. That's a good point, right? It's a good point. Here we have Jesse the Body Ventura.
Or what would you say?
No, I'm just saying, as a graduate of Roosevelt High School and as the former governor of Minnesota, I'm so proud of Roosevelt High School and how they stood up for what is supposed to be America and freedom. And freedom is not arresting people without warrants. We have a system here. It's called a Constitution. And we have a party, the Republicans, who don't seem to want to abide by the Constitution. January 6th is a prime example of that.
Is it?
And now they're all free and they're in charge. You know what? Maybe it's time for Jesse. I only did one term.
Oh, he's going to run for governor again.
Mr. Ventura, can you remind us, you went to school here?
I went to school here. I'm a 1969 graduate of Minneapolis Roosevelt. I'm proud of them for what they did. They made me proud as an alumni. Go Teddies.
What are your thoughts? I know we're jumping in, probably doubling up on some of his questions, but what are some of your thoughts about what unfolded yesterday? And then after that, what you saw?
Well, I've told you already, we're a country of the Constitution. We have leadership now that has destroyed the Constitution. They don't follow it. They could care less
now
about
we do.
it.
Not the last election.
Am I right or wrong?
You're wrong.
I took an oath to defend the Constitution against all enemies.
You should probably read it then, Jesse. You should probably read it.
January 6th, the Republican Party is a domestic enemy to our Constitution. I can't get any bolder than that, can I?
And you obviously saw the video that the student shot outside here, and that obviously elicited a lot of emotions for you. Just watching
What do you mean
that,
the student shot?
there were some students who shot the video of the chaos here yesterday.
No, I
Nice.
didn't even
Oh,
see
you didn't
it.
see it? Okay, I thought you
didn't
did.
see it.
Okay. Okay.
The only thing I've seen is the murder.
The murder.
Talk about, you were a student here. When did you graduate?
1969.
Have you been back here? Talk about that. Is this like first time back?
No. Came back to homecoming 2 years ago. No. I'm a proud graduate. I held 3 school records in swimming, 2 District 17 records. Our football team was undefeated. We won back then. There were no playoffs. We played St. Paul Central for the Twin City Championship and defeated them. I think it was 21-6. And we did that at the old brick house, if you remember that, the old University of Minnesota. That's where they used to play the Twin City Championship game.
Okay,
there
Jesse.
weren't playoffs then.
Jesse wants to run for office again, I guess. Good luck, Jesse. Good luck. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to watch and we're going to laugh. That's all you can do. Jesse should hold these mega nuts. Fuck him. What? Oh, I can't really read that one. It's getting ridiculous, guys. We're gonna have to see what's going on in the local area. Maybe we'll show up. I got some work to do. Look at them. Look at them. They're like little children. It's like little children out there. I don't even know what you're supposed to do here. Anyway, so yeah, we're thinking about doing I'm thinking about starting to do a call-in show. That could be interesting. Maybe we'll have something set up. Maybe we won't. I don't know. We got a lot of stuff to do here. One way or the other, we got to remind everybody that we're all Americans and we're all in the same boat. And we don't have to live this way. We don't have to. Wonder if the hotel called the police. Didn't really see too many police out there. That's for sure. I don't know. It is what it is. We can do better. We should do better. Just remember to love each other, guys. Just remember to love each other. Pray for your enemies. Smile at a stranger. All that hubbub, guys. We'll be back if something pops off. And I'm gonna look into what's going on around the neighborhoods here. We got some protests going on here. I might make my way out. I don't know yet. We'll see. God bless you. Thanks for having your Saturday morning with us. We'll see you next time. I'll see you tomorrow morning. 6 a.m. sharp, guys. 6 a.m. sharp.